Hi guys. So I have these, they're popcorn chicken bites that I've seasoned heavily with sauce, and I mix them with butter and a little sriracha and buffalo sauce, that's what's on them. And then I have this salad here that literally only has tomatoes, lettuce, onions, and carrots on it. No cucumbers, and I don't put pickles in my salad. If you do, I probably don't like you. I don't hate pickles, but like, it's one of those things where I don't get why it's included in sandwiches. I don't get why it's included in salads. I don't get why it's automatically in certain things, and then things that it should be in, it's not. I can't think of anything that it should be in, but I'm sure there are things that go well with pickles. Probably foods that are pickled. Other than a pickle, you know what I mean? But I need to go get a drink, and I just wanted to say hello for this mukbang. I have not been posting as much recently because I was, like, trying to get prepared to, like, get a job and everything. I'm still waiting to start. I was, as I said in last night's video, I was supposed to start yesterday, but I think I overdid these. I cooked them in the microwave, and microwaves are iffy, and our microwave needs replaced. So it's more iffy than normal. But yeah. Like, me and my mom are gonna make cookies. And I have chocolate and stuff like that here on the table. I have this whipped icing. And then I have these chocolate wafer things. These are the Baker's brand, but you can get, like, bags of these at any, like, store. These chocolate wafer things. If you've never had them, I recommend you get them and try them. I need to keep these away from myself, but I just want to show you a really awesome combination. You get some whipped icing, some vanilla whipped icing. You just put some on that. In fact, I hate vanilla, okay? I hate fucking vanilla. I usually hate it. I hate white chocolate. But this whipped icing, I seriously need to hide it from myself. And my chicken bites are getting a little stiff. I might have overcooked them a little bit. I'm gonna get a drink and I'll be back in a jiffy. So this is what I got to drink, which is literally just iced tea. It's not sweetened or anything, but I have some of that. You know, there's like ice drinks I've been drinking. That's what I have in it. And I have the window open for my natural lighting. I got a shower earlier, and I feel all clean and all nice, so I figured I would eat food that was kind of good for me. Because I know those chicken things are not good for me. They're like, I have 500 calories worth right here, and the salad's probably about 100 something. Maybe. Maybe 100 even, I don't know. It says may contain milk ingredients. Gluten free. Partially produced with genetic engineering. I think there needs to be like a public service announcement about GMOs and genetic engineering and stuff like that. When it comes to food. Because I think everyone always assumes that, oh, there's some evil scientist in a lab trying to poison my food and make it look like it's not poisoned. Like, that's what everyone thinks that means. When sometimes it's actually something that they've done in order to save an entire species of a plant. Bananas, I'm looking at you. And no, I don't mean Onision fans. If you're an Onision fan, I watch Onision videos. This is where I'm problematic, but I roll my eyes at least 7 times when I watch one of his videos. Because he goes for the easy jokes. And then he'll fake drama. Like, I don't hate his videos, but he's a contradiction. I don't think I would like him as a person because of that. And also how he claims to be one of the most, like, brutally honest YouTubers, but he constantly baits his fans in with fake drama. But at the same time, I don't watch any YouTube channel and take it too seriously. Like, are there certain channels that I think should not be on YouTube because of certain things about the channel, because of certain things that I think are, like, I don't like How To Basic because I just think his videos are pointless. But there's a lot of channels on this website that I don't understand, that I don't watch, that are not my taste, but I realize everyone's different. Do I think it's BS that someone like that has more subscribers than someone that, even someone like me? But there are some people who would class my videos in the same heap of trash as his videos because my videos are technically not about anything important. They're just me eating and me talking about stuff. Which, fine, fair enough. But that's a big ass pile because, let's face it, that's like 85% of YouTube. I feel like I've barely made a dent in my food and it's already been almost 5 minutes. Whew. Yeah, I put buffalo wing sauce on these, a little bit of melted butter, and some sriracha. So, they got that heat I like. I'm going to tie my hair back because I don't want it getting in my food. Okay, I was watching a countdown that somebody made of in their opinion, it was the worst songs of 2016. And I heard a lot of songs that I didn't actually hear, that I didn't actually know existed. Turns out it's a good thing I didn't know they existed because they fucking suck. But one of the songs cracked me up so much that I had to like download it. I had to find it, download it, and it was called My Dick, and it's by 303. 3OH exclamation point 3. The letter O, not the number. Their symbol used to literally be this, which I heard somewhere was a joke for a woman that had a big ass vagina. I don't know. be funny if they made their career off of the fact that their name was just one long slut sham. These are supposed to be white meat, which is why I say I burnt them, because they're not really white anymore. I didn't sweeten the tea because I didn't feel like it. Gotta say I'm kind of proud of myself because I'm putting more of a dent in my salad than I am in those. When we went to the store in my town, the price on these in a bag was marked as 3 something. Got to the register, we're bringing them up. She rolls them over the thingy, and it comes up as 4 something. I was like, Mom, we did 3 something, and we got the lady to go back and check, and sure enough. See, I keep my shit on check. I watch that shit, and if that happens, I tell them about it. Because, you know, you can't let them rip you off. Especially since these used to come in a bigger bag. These are little chicken pieces, if you're forgetting what's in what bowl, because you can't see. They used to come in a bigger bag. Like a third size bigger of a bag. And they used to cost 2 something. Now they're 3 something. And the size of the bag of them has gone down. So, I love how I have like a puddle of sauce in the bottom. I'm going to try and make more of a dent in these bites here. They're not bad, I just overcooked them, you know what I mean? There it is for the person who's into my burps. The same company, I think it's Tyson or Encore or something like that makes these. And they sell the little chicken bites like this. They sell nuggets like that are about that big. Then they sell the chicken patties, they're just like your standard, you know. The nuggets are good. And these are good too, like I said, I just over microwaved them. And then when my mom gets home, we're gonna make cookies. she made these raisin cookies, and I'm not into raisins. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the dough from them, and then we're going to put like chocolate on them and stuff. I could make the dough while she's gone. I might. I don't know. If I do, it's not going to be on camera. Sorry. These are so spicy, by the way. I ever did it on the sauce. I ever did it on the microwaving. But I'm going to eat it because I already have, you know, the calories in my head. I know how much they are. Ugh. They taste good. Like, don't get me wrong, they taste good. But I ever did it with the sauce. Like, I used too much. And then I burnt them, kind of. Like, they're not burnt, but they're, like, just at that stage of, like, microwaveness where they're, like, stiff. Man. I've eaten half of them, so now I'm going to go to the salad. Again. Salad's getting soggy. I'm not a fan of soggy salad. Actually, I'm not in the mood to finish the salad. I just want to eat the tomatoes out of it. I feel like out of all the things I put in this salad, the tomatoes are the thing that's hardest to come by. Right? Lettuce you get a lot of when you get it. Carrots, when you get them, there's a lot of them. I'm going to put another. I'm going to eat a couple more of these wafer things. I'm not going to eat a lot of them. One, I'm not going to eat a lot of them because I want them for when I'm... Because what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to... Hopefully I can do this. We're going to make the dough. We're going to break this into pieces. Well, I'm going to make some like this. I don't know what else she's going to do with hers, but I'm going to break this into pieces about that big. Like little squares. And wrap the dough around them. And then when they're done, I'm going to like heat this up and dip the dough in this. So that's what that's for. But anyway, that was my dad calling. We have a wood stove, and there's a thing on it called a damper, and you have to make sure that it's open just right. Something I want to do. I want to make a little sandwich. You see that? It's like an Oreo, but better. I like chocolate too much. Honestly. But about 6 wafers is a serving, right? 80 calories. I'm not counting these, by the way. I should be, but I'm not because I'm counting my real food. And I know that's cheating, whatever. But I've always been a problematic person when it comes to food. The fact that I'm literally dipping chocolate in whipped icing right now. Which, if someone tells you whipped icing is nasty, you cut them off. You stop being friends with them. Because you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. And I bet they're the kind of person that eats fluffernutter sandwiches. You want to know what a fluffernutter sandwich is? It is peanut butter and Peanut butter and marshmallow fluff on white bread. That's all it is. Or whatever bread you put it on. But either way, it's way too much. Says the lady who's dipping fucking chocolate wafers in fucking icing. Like, the thing is, I'll eat this, and it'll be so intolerably sweet, and I'm getting to that point, so this is probably the last one. And I used to eat so much worse shit, and I didn't have a point of, like, no return for food. Like, I didn't have a point of, like, which by the way, if you like buttercream icing, we're gonna differ on that. But anyway, like, I didn't used to have a point of, like, oh, that's too much, that's too much. I never got to a point where, like, oh, that's too sweet, that is too sweet. Like, there was never that point when I was, like, before. Now I've kind of trained my body to, like, get sick if I eat so much junk. Which I like, because that's how the human body is. The human body is supposed to not want trash. And now my body, like, craves vegetables instead. It's great. I'm gonna do something a little weird here. I'm mixing it up with my salad, because I think that'll help me eat my salad. But yeah, I'm like, I hope that my videos, a lot of the times my mukbangs are longer because I show, like, the process of cooking the food. And I didn't used to do that, and they were still pretty long. So, like, I don't know. Yeah, that's unsweetened iced tea that I made in a big, like, pitcher. And then I have that, that ice-flavored fizzy water stuff. They call it sparkling water, but here's the thing. I don't know why my brain automatically assumes sparkling is, like, alcoholic, but my brain does. But that's definitely a problem. But yeah, I need to walk up and check my Facebook and stuff like that tonight, so that's probably when I'll go to upload this. Our road right now in front of our house is covered in slush, and that's going to turn to ice when it gets a little colder out. So I really wish I had sneakers that had cleats on them. My stomach is actually starting to hurt. And I don't know if it's from the sweet stuff, or from this spicy stuff, or from a combination of everything. It's not like too much stuff is in my stomach pain, because I know what that feels like. But it's like little spiny pains. But I had one of those earlier today, before I started eating, so, you know. I don't know. I've been watching these, like, I've been seeing these videos, and I only watched part of one video like this. It is a 10,000 calorie challenge. These people do these mukbangs where they eat 10,000 calories, and I'm just like, I don't think I've ever eaten 10,000 calories in one sitting. Like, or even in a day. Like, I don't, but then again, it's possible. Like, I've never sat down and calculated my calories, but I know because of the amount of sweet stuff that I used to eat, it's possible. I used to drink a whole gallon of Gallagher's peach tea. If you're from Pennsylvania, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, it's basically syrup that's watered down. Because it's not I'm not going to say it's never been real tea leaves, because it might have been tea leaves, and it's like a derivative that's way, 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 it's like it's far from a tea leaf that tea can still be, but by the time you're drinking it in that jug, it's not tea anymore. It's like watered down syrup, and I can still drink it now and then, but I don't. I make my own tea now with tea bags and everything. And by the way, there's a tea bag hack going around. I'm going to put that in this video right here. I'm going to try this tea bag trick here.
She's recording it.
Get a little too close to the fire. It's probably going to float away right at my face. It's supposed to lift. Fuck. Get away from me.
It did do it. Look, alright.
So there you have it, folks. It's kind of cool, isn't it? We did that up at my uncle's. I'm just shocked that it worked. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not eating any more of this salad, really. A little bit here and there, but for the most part, I'm just eating the chicken bites, and I'm using the ranch from the salad to cool them down a little bit, which is working. Nothing wants to stick to my fork, though. It's weird. I've gotten to the point where I can eat a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of like that, and I can stop. I'm sorry that I keep doing that. That's probably really disturbing, and you're probably all like, what are you doing? My boob is itchy. I don't know why. Might be dry skin because it's winter right now, but my boob is really itchy. I don't have makeup on or anything today because I just didn't feel like putting anything on, and I don't have a lot of like skin problems, but when I wear makeup for a few days in a row, my skin I get like a couple pimples here and there. So that I just like don't wear it. I only wear it every like 3 days or something. Especially since now I don't have any like face wash or anything, but if I had like a proper face wash that I could use every day, I probably wouldn't have that problem. Because the most I ever had was makeup wipes, but I used to use this Clean and Clear oil-free acne wash. Not scrub. I don't hate scrubs, I don't. But I have the kind of skin where, like, right here, and right here, and right here, and right here gets oily. Right here gets dry. And my eyebrows gets dry. Right under here, and, like, certain places get dry, and other places get oily. So I have to use something that's not completely abrasive, because if it's dry, it's flaking off. Whereas, if it's, see that? And then, where it's oily, it doesn't need anything that's going to moisturize it. So I don't use anything that has oil in it, but I also don't use anything that's going to, like, rip my skin off. I just use something that's enough. You know what I mean? And I've seen people that have, like, literally blistery, red, swollen, painful-looking acne all over their face. And they wear makeup because they feel like they need to. And I always wonder that if they didn't wear it, would their acne clear up slowly? Or do they wear makeup that has no effect on it? It's just, that's how their skin is. I feel so bad for those people, and not because, there's a lot of reasons I feel bad for them, but mostly because it looks so painful and so, like, annoying and just, And I wish that we didn't live in a society that was so dominated by looks. I really do. I'm not even that ugly. I'm not trying to brag or sound like a white privileged girl or anything, but I've been heavy my whole life, okay? And I'm not the, picture of, like, average, conventional attractiveness. But I've never had, like, such a body image issue. Like, whenever I've always tried to lose weight, it's because I know that I need to be lower. I need to be smaller, because what I am right now is not healthy. It's not genuinely good for me to be this big. Whereas a lot of teenagers, and even people in their 20s, and even some women in their 30s, they feel that actually, it has no age limit, okay, let's be honest. They're at a healthy weight, but they feel that they're just not pretty enough. They feel like they're just not good enough. Or they're beautiful, but they feel like, oh, my face has this problem, and they get these surgeries, and then they have anorexia, and I've never had that kind of dysphoria, or, so I believe it's real. The fact that there are so many people out there suffering with it, and I don't, proves to me that not only is it real, but it doesn't matter what you look like or who you are. You are just as susceptible to a mental illness or a type of dysphoria, or, not feeling right, or, like, I have depression and anxiety, but I've never had an eating disorder. I've never had body image issues. I've had times where I wondered if I did, because I would look in the mirror and I thought I looked like a size 18, 16, maybe a 20. And then I would go to the store and I would try on a size 20 or 18, and it would be so tight it would not fit. It would, and now I'm probably a size 18 or a 16. I'm not going to go completely down to a 16 because I don't know, but I'm probably an 18. Because my 20s are loose on me. But and there were times where I did starve myself, but I never did it to a point of being like it wasn't because I felt like I was out of control or something like that. I never felt like I was completely out of control. And I feel like there's a lot of different symptoms of anorexia that people don't think about. They think, oh, you just don't eat, or you're afraid of food, or like whoever it is just, just wants to be really thin for no reason. I've watched a lot of like YouTube videos about someone who's anorexic and came out of it, or bulimic and came out of it, or whatever, and came out of it. And they always talk about like they didn't care about their own well-being. They just wanted to be down. And then when they got down, it still wasn't enough. And to me, that sounds like something where you're like out of control. You have no... And at the same time, you don't want control because... But at the same time, it's a type of thing that people do to have some kind of control, which is strange to think, but that's what it seems like. But at the same time, as I've said, I've never had that kind of dysphoria. I've never had that thing, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to understand something that I've never had. And I don't know, why people don't like themselves. I could sit here and blame it on the media all I want. But I saw a lot of skinny girls on TV, and it never... Like, how, like, nowadays they want, oh, we should have somebody who's fat to represent fat people. We should have somebody who's this color or this sexuality or to represent them. And that's fine. There's no problem with that at all, because people come in all shapes and sizes and colors and heights and weights. And there's no problem with trying to make everyone feel as if they belong in society and that they shouldn't be ostracized. But I saw a bunch of skinny girls on TV. And while I wanted to be thinner because I didn't like the fact that it took me forever to find clothes, or, I felt like everyone was looking at me, I didn't ever really hate my body. And I didn't ever sit there and go, oh, well, they should have someone my size. Why don't they have anyone my size? And then when it started, when I first started seeing girls my size on TV, they were always the same character, if you know what I mean. Like, there's always the comic relief, or like the girl that the guy pities and goes out on a date with, and then he ends up falling in love with her. And that's not a good way to view people. And whether you've been skinny your whole life or heavy your whole life or one to the other, you know, or a man or a woman, you have experienced being that, oh, they felt bad for me, so they went on a date. And sometimes it ends in a relationship that usually actually does end badly, but everyone's been in that. So the fact that that was something that I saw a lot, I was kind of like, this is just going to be the same thing. That's why it doesn't matter what people look like in movies to me, because I think that certain types of people are always cast the same, and that is wrong. Whether it's because of their weight, or because of their skin color, or because of their accent, or because of whatever role they need to fill, and they just throw someone in there to fill it. That's what I also call forced representation, which, you know, is not right. If it's genuine representation, and there was already a character written like that was in the movie, that's fine. But if they just throw something in there to fit that role because they think someone in the audience is going to get pissed off because they're not represented, that's when you can tell it happened. Like, you can tell, and I've talked about this in videos before, and I do not mean to go off on a tangent. I've completely stopped eating. I've abandoned my dinner. I'm sorry, dinner. But I see this a lot nowadays, and that's why I don't like a lot of movies that are coming out, because they're remaking movies that there's nothing wrong with. That's my opinion on that. That was my 2 cents on that. I'm gonna finish my food here. But, like, what I was getting at was, like, I've never had, even though I've been heavy my whole life, okay, and I don't necessarily like that I've been heavy my whole life, like, I knew I wasn't healthy. I didn't know until I was about 13 or 14 that, hey, I weigh a lot more than everybody else, and everyone else seems to be a lot more active than me, and it was partially because people ostracized me, and I didn't want to go out of my way to meet people, because I figured they would all talk about me behind my back anyway, you know? Like, I felt like because I was heavy, that was the thing. And I accepted that as my reality. I didn't know that I had a choice in my reality. And while when I was younger, I did use my weight as an excuse not to do certain things, or didn't want to do certain things because I was heavy, I never hated my body. I never looked in the mirror and hated what I saw, because I think that dysphoria is when you feel like a disconnection between your body. And if you don't have that disconnection, what you see in the mirror fits what you think about yourself. So when you look in the mirror, you don't see what, doesn't make sense, and you don't hate it or are shocked by it. I think, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a person that's a professional at diagnosing eating disorders or body disorders or mental disorders. I just have thoughts in my head, and I'm just speaking about it. I hope that you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Don't forget to check out the links in the description to my Patreon, which I know I push all the time. I push my Patreon all the time. Would it help if someone donated? Yes, it would. But I'm not, like, going to sit there and go, oh, donate, poor me. I know that I don't have that bad of a life, that and hopefully I get started at this job soon, so I don't have to have a thing like that anymore. Make sure to check out the Mukbang playlist if you want to see more videos like this, which, by the way, sometimes I just eat and talk about light things. Today I got a little bit more serious. I don't know what made me get real serious about it. Probably because I've been, like, dieting for the past couple months, and I just, maybe I have some thoughts that I wanted to get out there, so that's why I started talking about it. But I'm gonna go now. Make sure you check out the links in the description to all my social media as well. My Twitter handle, my Snapchat, my Facebook page, my Tumblr is also on there, so, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great holiday season so far. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and stay wonderful, and see you guys in the future.